Hi, welcome to the Volunteer Toolkit for K-5 demonstration webinar. I'd like to begin by making it known that this is a pre-recorded webinar. Any questions generated by this webinar can be directed to customer service at girlscoutshh.org. My name is Guadalupe Salinas, and I am the recruitment manager for Dutchess County for Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson. And we would like to recognize the value of volunteers, especially those who dedicate the time directly with girls in a volunteer leadership role. Today's volunteer wants to be part of the Girl Scout organization, yet has less time to plan and organize troop activities and to maintain communication with parents. There are also a series of steps that a volunteer in a troop leadership role needs to complete, and it includes training. I believe everyone that may be listening to this webinar has either received training or has facilitated training for troop leaders and knows that the Volunteer Essential Training contains a lot of valuable information. However, it's quite lengthy, and for a new volunteer, it may be confusing. The new volunteer is exhausted by the time they complete these steps and confused due to the information overload. With this in mind, the creation of the Volunteer Toolkit is now available to support the volunteer throughout the troop leadership experience. Volunteers can now access this resource as a reference and even plan for their troop leadership to experience a full year. So we are very excited to be able to showcase the features included in the toolkit thus far. You are part of the first group of volunteers to see this in motion. So we are now going to show you a few of the wonderful features available so that you can see what this is all about. So before you is a standardized demonstration website. It does not have Girl Scouts Heart of the Hudson, but ours looks very similar. You notice the little hand going over the ribbon. To the very right, you will see a My GS tab to hit. So we're going to enter our volunteer toolkit through there. So we will start with the My Troop tab. As it loads up, I'd like to say this is where you will have access to the planning tools and action-packed year of activities to choose from. It's all in one place, if you'll notice, including meeting by meeting breakdowns on what to do, resources, meeting aids, and much, much more. So you will notice a beautiful large picture at the top. There is an icon at the corner at the bottom of the picture. If you click there, you will be able to upload troop photos that are original to your troop. So your parents may be able to give you photos or files that you may be able to upload to personalize this dashboard for you. As you scroll down, you will notice your troop will be identified. For demonstration purposes, we have Troop 603105. These are temporary girls or test subjects that we have, but in your dashboard you will see names. You will see parent names right after. You'll notice the email icon with emails. This is why it's very important to have emails going forward. And then you will notice phone numbers. With this dashboard right here, you will be able to click on any one person and communicate directly with that person with one click. As you go all the way down also, scroll down, you will notice that you will have one record per person. Okay, so we can scroll back up. We're going to go to a My Year Plan. As that loads up, we want to show you the available features for the leaders to plan the year. The leaders are able to plan for a full year of meetings and activities from start to end by selecting from a wide variety of options that are already packaged by any age level. If you're a new leader, you might say to yourself, that's great, but what do I do at these meetings? This is why this volunteer toolkit is so practical for our new volunteers. There's a wide variety of planned activities. You will notice they are listed by day and by month. We will show you a few options under the Year tab. So if you notice, there are a couple of orange areas with council-wide activities. You will notice boxes with months. We will actually go ahead and click on November the 10th, and there is an intro tab. This is an intro meeting example that we will show you. As it loads up, you will notice that there are several sections. We'll scroll down, and we're actually in the Daisy section. We're going to look at a Daisy troop meeting today for demonstration purposes. So we'll start with a meeting overview. A new volunteer may ask, what will I do? Well, here it is. Here's a complete intro to what the first meeting may look like. You will notice what to do, notes to volunteers, things to prepare ahead, and actually you will see things that might be in bold. That is a reference directly to a resource from Girl Scouts, or you may actually have a link. You'll notice also at the top corner there are two icons. There is a print icon and there is a download icon. You can print directly from this page, or you can download it and save it for later use on your desktop or any type of saving device. So we'll go back. You'll notice next an activity plan. It'll actually go step by step on what you will do. So in this case, activity 1 is the girls arriving. You will be making a daisy name tag. It tells you how long it might take. It tells you the materials you will need to gather beforehand, and it'll actually go step by step. So as we scroll down, you will notice materials, time, and steps. It tells you what to tell the volunteers to do. It'll give you tips to keep it girl-led. And for our new leaders, it will even give you a script, which is wonderful for a new leader that may be nervous. It will give you variation ideas, and it will go through every single activity from 1 through whatever number listed so that you can have a complete meeting. You do not have to do everything that is recommended depending on your time, but everything is there should you need it. So we will X out of that. And we will go to our materials list. Once again, you'll notice that information on the activity plan, but here is the materials list for the complete meeting so that you, your volunteer, or your parents helping you can gather the items. As we scroll down, they're broken down by activity. And it will tell you what you need for each activity. So we'll go ahead and close out of that. And now we will actually show you a few other features. You can actually communicate with your parents and girls right in the meeting that you're working on. So as we click to that, you will notice, going back to that other list we had on your dashboard listing all your members, this is where that will be pulled into an email. If you email volunteers, it will give them an idea of what is needed. It will tell them activities and things that will happen at the meeting, but it will pull every email so that with one click you can communicate with your whole troop to prepare for your meeting. So we will click out of that. You'll also have a tab, and this is very exciting, to record attendance and achievement. You have your whole list of girls, and for demonstration purposes, we have various different names on this. In your dashboard come January, it'll have your girl information. You will leave your girls that are in attendance checked, and you can uncheck girls that are not there. So you will no longer have to keep track of girl by girl activity. This will do it electronically for you and will actually save it to their account with Girl Scouts. So we will exit out of that. And then we will go down to the meeting aids. You will not have to worry about gathering a daisy book, perhaps a song book or activity books. This volunteer toolkit actually has the resources already attached. So for the meeting activities listed that are suggested, there's actually 3 meeting aids. We will click on the daisy name tag template as an example. It'll pull it up, and here is a name tag that you can actually use at one of your first meetings. Everything is ready. You can print it out. You can download it. So we will go back. These are suggestions, of course. If you have a different name tag you would like to use, you can obviously bring it with you. A second example might be your Girl Scout Promise template or the daisy flower. We can click on either of those as an example. And once again, the resources here, while it loads up, you will notice that the resource will come directly to your computer. You can print it. There you go. You can print these, or you can download them and save it to some sort of storage device. So thank you. You will have these available. Once again, these are suggested use meeting aids. You can bring additional ones. There is a resource library of more meeting aids. You can actually see the tab. We'll click on it to show you. There is a list of so many things you can add to this meeting. If you scroll down, there's such a variety. There's the Girl Scout Law template. There's things like brownie clues. What can a Girl Scout do? There's even songs like Girl Scouts Together. You can add it to a meeting, or you can simply click on it and actually print it out should you want it. Everything is here. You do not have to hunt for a book or ask another person. They have brought it into this volunteer toolkit. So we will exit out and go back. And then at the bottom, simply as we scroll down, it actually breaks the meeting down into times. So each activity that was mentioned will have an allotted time, and these are approximate. Every troop is different. If you have a larger troop, it might take more than 4 minutes to do a name tag. If you have a smaller troop, you might breeze through it. The last thing I want to point out, if you look at the bottom, you can add agenda items. So if there's something you would like to upload, you can actually click on there and actually add more activities. So we will go ahead and scroll up and go to our next exciting tab. All right. So let's go back to our year plan. If you'll click on that and it'll load. The other thing we want to show you is if you actually scroll down a bit and click on any of the meetings and hold it down, you can toggle and move them around. Perhaps one meeting will not fit good as the first meeting, and all you do is you drop it. If you decide, no, I want it back to where it needs to go, you can actually click on it again and drag it back where it needs to go, and you can actually put these in order that you and your co-leader would like. All right. So then we are going to go to our resource tab. Girl Scouts are all about safety, and resources, as it's loading up, will have all the information that you need to run a great Girl Scout troop. So this is where volunteers and troop leadership roles are able to find the following information and guidance as it relates to Girl Scouts. You'll notice 3 different categories. You'll notice troop leadership, you'll notice safety and travel, and you'll notice volunteer aids. So we have a brand new Daisy leader wanting to figure out how many adults they need to have in a troop. So we're going to go to troop leadership and working with girls. As we click on that and it loads up, one of the most asked questions we have with new leaders is how many volunteers do you need to have at a meeting? So there it is for you. If you go to working with girls and scroll down, the top one says how many volunteers you need to have at a meeting. You go ahead and click there. And this much needed resources is right there for you. You can access this at 10 p.m. after you had a long day at work, or you can access this in the morning in your pajamas. It's right there. You don't need to go hunt for a book. So we'll go back and X out of it. We also have safety and travel. Once a troop might start traveling, if we click on safety as an example, you'll notice at the bottom as we scroll down, it might bring up health history or permission slip or insurance as an example. If we click on that, it will tell a new troop leader that once you start traveling, you will need to have information for each girl, perhaps allergies. It might tell you that you need insurance for certain trips, and everything is there at your fingertips. So we'll go ahead and X out of that. And then the last one is volunteer aids. It could give you meeting aids or overviews. If you click on one of those, and you'll scroll down a bit, you'll notice actual awards for the daisies. This is actually all the resources listed by categories. They're there for you. You don't have to go hunt them down. They are referenced in your meeting plan activities, but here they are in a list form, ready for you to use. So we'll go back and we'll go to our finance tab. So in our Finance tab, it will show you how you can maintain good financial records and keep you on track. This is very exciting for us because you'll be able to actually make necessary enhancements to support you as far as keeping information for financial tracking. This section allows volunteers to submit incoming and outgoing troop financials on a quarterly or annual basis. And you can submit this on council's request. If you notice the tab at the bottom, it's got a send. Eventually that will actually work, and you will be able to provide your information to council for the end of year report as we ask every year. So once we go live, we'll be providing you with all these instructions on how to use this. That is the new volunteer toolkit. We'd like to actually point out a few questions that have been very common as we make this demonstration. If you have any questions, once again, you can direct those to customer service at girlscoutshh.org. So one of the questions we got was, can leaders and co-leaders play in the volunteer toolkit? That's a great question. There are 2 people that can use this volunteer toolkit, and they can use it simultaneously, and that is the leader and the co-leader. Can 2 or more people work on the volunteer toolkit at once? Yes, the volunteer toolkit is asynchronous and capable of actually saving changes as people automatically change things. So 2 people can be working on it maybe before a meeting or maybe late at night. If one person changes it, the other person will be able to see it. What if a troop leader is affiliated with more than one troop? Do they have multiple views? If you look at the top of this, you will notice the troop listing, and ours says Daisy for demonstration purposes. As an example, we have all 3. You'll notice Daisy Brownie Jr. For demonstration purposes, we're assuming this troop leader might have 3 troops. When you only have 1, you will see your age level. Additionally, and the next question is, will a troop leader of a multi-level troop be able to view multi-age level sections in this toolkit? Not yet. They will take the number of girls that you have the highest amount of and actually give you access to that one. So if you have a multi-age level troop and you've got more daisies and a couple of brownies, you will see the daisy version. It's based on the highest percentage of girls in a given age. The next question I have that was very common is, will the service unit team volunteers have access to the volunteer toolkit? The answer is no, unless they are troop leaders in addition to their service unit team role. Will there be some type of training for the volunteers on how to use this volunteer toolkit? The answer is yes. Come January, we will actually be going live, and this capability will be added to our website. When that rolls around, we will have complete training information or printed materials for you to be able to sign on and actually start using it. So we would like to thank volunteers today for attending. Once again, my name is Guadalupe Salinas, and we'd like to actually give you our website again should you have any questions, and it's customerservice@girlscoutshh.org on the volunteer toolkit. And we thank you for the time and attention that you give us, and we hope that you will enjoy these resources that Girl Scouts has brought to you. Have a wonderful day.